How's it going, everybody? This is Jose Trujillo one more time, world's greatest living artist, coming to you from my art studio with another awesome tip. Now, this one is, I think it's very, very interesting because many artists do this. I did this. I still work around it, but I don't do it as much as I used to. Okay, so I figure out ways to get this to work. And that's not really ways. It's just one way, but it looks like ways. It's just one way. I'm going to explain to you why what the tip even is, right? So the tip is why is trying to create 30 products out of one not good enough, or doesn't really work for most artists, for the vast majority of artists. I'm going to repeat this again. Why is trying to create 30 different products or 50 different products, whatever, multiple products out of a single one is not the best approach for most artists? Now, you heard me right? Many products out of one. What comes to mind? It comes to mind what most artists do. We're like, I can't wait to get my artwork in coffee mugs. I can't wait to get my artwork in, I don't know, shower curtains and towels and prints and little prints and medium prints and big prints. And you understand, you get the point. Why is that not the best approach for everyone? For most people, here's why, guys. Because most people that do that, most people that start doing that is a mentality kind of twisted. It's a twisted mentality. It's a twisted idea. It comes from a twisted idea of, I'm going to make an original painting. I'm going to keep the original because it's so pricey, and I'm going to start selling prints of different stuff. Now, this works for some people. You guys have seen it. You guys have heard about it. But people that tend to do this have huge, massive, big-ass audiences, and they can get away with that kind of stuff. You have 1 million, 2 million people following you on I don't know, on YouTube, on Instagram or whatever, and you do a little painting, right? Everybody wants it, right? Because you have this huge following. Now, not everybody, but, I don't know, maybe 1,000, 10,000 people, who knows, what the number is, want it, right? So let's say you sell it, and now you're like, wait a minute, well, that's gone. What do I do next? So people get smart, right? They're like, oh, okay, well, since that's going to be gone, I'm going to offer it in coffee mugs. I'm going to offer it in tote bags. I don't know, women's bags, whatever, right? I'm going to offer it in A, B, and C products. But it's the same image, right? That people love. People adore that image. Because, not necessarily because it's the best image in the world, but because there's enough audience. There's enough audience, and I know I'm getting a little deep in here, but there's enough audience that if you do 10 different paintings to a crowd of, I don't know, let's say 1 million people, right, on Instagram, you will right away see which one's the one that they love the most. Now, if you only have, I don't know, 1,000 people and you do 10 images, you might see which one they like the most, but it doesn't give you enough click. Right, because the pool is not big enough. Anyways, I don't want to confuse anyone with this. It's not high end stuff or anything, nothing like that. I'm just going a little deeper into some stuff. Anyways, why does this not work for most people? Because you ain't got that type of audience. That's why it doesn't work for most people. Unless you have a licensing gig where someone's like, I'm going to license, you're going to license some of the work. And then that works, right? They get your painting and they put it in coffee mugs, and then they distribute it throughout all the Barnes and Nobles of the world, or the Targets, Target box stores or whatever, or I don't know, Starbucks, whatever, right? And now that's where it works. Huge audience, huge market, right? So where am I going with this, guys? Most of us don't have that type of audience. Most of us shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. Now, I know this is going to be a hard kick in the butt, but what you should really do, I believe, this is what I did, is start selling that original painting, par with it, and start getting momentum. Or if you don't want to do that, then go get yourself an audience. Either or, right? Either or. I believe that if you part with it, you're slowly creating an audience also, because now more people are hearing about you. But if you don't want to part with it, if you don't want to let it go and sell it, and that's gone, and then go create something else, which is what most working artists do, then focus on creating an audience. Now, that's not going to be easy, right? If you look anywhere online, it's not easy, but it is doable. And you have those two options. Doesn't mean that you can't do both at the same time or whatever. But what I'm trying to say here is that before you go and try to make copies of your work and put them in different stuff, it's a great thing. But you kind of have to be Thomas Kincaid for that one. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a commercial artist, because a lot of people are like, oh, Thomas Kincaid. What I'm trying to say is that you have to have enough, be known enough in a group for that to fly. Otherwise, it gets harder. Or have at least some sort of following, where people are like, man, what happened to that painting? Well, it's gone, but now look, I have prints of it. I made 10 prints or 50 prints, whatever, however big your audience is, right? So I'll leave you guys with that. That's why that strategy doesn't work with most artists. I try that. A lot of people try that. I know a lot of artists contact me and they're like, well, I tried putting here, but no sales. It's because really they want the original. You're kidding yourself. You think you're going to sell towels out of it, but they really want the original. Now, when you get enough people wanting the original, go sell some towels, right? Put it in some towels. That would probably work. Guys, I'm really tired. It's time for me to go to sleep. I think I'm going to do a couple more things before I do that. But take care. This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. I really need some sleep. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Adios.